Hey guys, it's Victoria from Yogi Mommy. Hi Diana. So we're gonna do a video today on bone broth. So I'm getting ready to make some. I do this probably about once a week. I'm running late this week. I've actually been out. So I'm gonna just show you guys how easy it is. I have my organic grass-fed bones that I got from my rancher. Now, you can get these at Whole Foods. Like I said, I ordered them from my rancher. You can roast them before, which is what I did. You don't have to, but it does add a little bit more flavor. So here is the bones, all nice and roasted up. And basically what I do is I have my, hold on, let me see if I can get you guys to see this a little bit better. Okay, so I have my Dutch oven pot filled up with water. I am going to put my bones in here. They're all nice and not completely cooled off, but I could touch them. And I am going to add some of this Bragg's apple cider vinegar. So I pour that over the bones, just a little bit. And then I'm going to let it sit in this for probably about a good 30 minutes before I even turn my pot on. So this isn't on yet. I just have the water in there. I put the bones in that are roasted, poured the apple cider vinegar. That's going to help to pull out the minerals into the bone broth, to give it all the good stuff that we want. The gelatin, collagen. If you guys haven't made this yet, it's really, really easy. It just takes some time. So with the bone broth, I do it for about 36 hours. I do turn it off if I leave my house. I have it just on low all the time, pretty much, for about 36 hours. I cook just the bones for about the first day, and then the second day I'll go ahead and add in some garlic, some onions, celery, carrots, any kind of vegetables to kind of help to add the nutrients. Oh, and I almost forgot. We're going to add some sea salt. So I want quite a bit because I don't want it to be too bland, but I don't want it to be too salty either. So that should be good for now. Once it starts to cook, I'll kind of taste it and see if it needs a little bit more salt. You don't want to over salt it at first. And that's basically it. So this will sit here for a half hour with the apple cider vinegar on it to help draw out the nutrients. And then it will, I'll turn it on, I'll bring it up to a boil. Once it gets up to a boil, I'll just put the top on it and I'll turn it down to a simmer, and I'll just let it simmer for the 36 hours. So you don't have to add vegetables to it, but you can. Like I said, I don't like to add vegetables for the whole time because they get really mushy and they fall apart. So I'll add them after about the first 24 hours. You can also make bone broths in a crock pot. So if you head over to my blog and type in the search bar bone broth, I have a post with the recipe, and I also have some links in there to some crock pot recipes. And as far as using the bone broth, I like to just drink it. Some people might not like that. It's basically just like a soup broth. You could use it for soups. I also use it for when I boil noodles or rice or quinoa, anything like that. Anytime I'm boiling, I'm going to be using that bone broth because that's going to get all the nutrients in that food as well. So that's kind of how we use it. It's been great for skin, hair, nails, joints, everything. Very immune boosting. And so what I'll do is, when this is all finished, I'll put them in individual like glass jars, mason jars basically. I leave a little bit of room on top, and I'll put them in my freezer. And so whenever I need them, I'll just go ahead and pull them out of the freezer. And like I said, usually we go through it pretty quick. Usually it will last us about a week. I do the bone broth. I also alternate with chicken broth. So what I like to do is buy a whole chicken, and I'll make that into, you know, I'll do a whole baked chicken, and then that will get made into millions of things, tacos, enchiladas, anything like that using that meat. And then with the leftover carcass, I'll throw that in and make some bone broth or even a soup. So you could do it with the chicken too. For chicken, I do it for less time than the beef bones. I do it for about 24. So you could do really any kind of bones that you have. You can do, I've done lamb bones, and that's it, just those three. You could do it with fish bones. So you can make your own healthy broths and just kind of store them. It's great during the winter, like I said, to have on hand. You can make stock for soup really, really good. And the bone broth is so much more nutritious than like the canned or boxed broths that you can find at the store. Those, a lot of those are just sodium and don't contain hardly any nutrients. So making this is very easy. Like I said, it does take a little time for it to actually simmer and cook. Thank you for joining us. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Yeah, it's easy. I love it. My skin looks great. I've actually been off of the bone broth for a while. We just got back from vacation a couple weeks ago, and I finally got my meat from the rancher and my bones, and I've been meaning to get this going, and so my body is craving it. I love my bone broth. Like I said, I'll just drink it in a mug in the morning, sometimes in the middle of the day, sometimes before bed. So I love it. It's been a great addition to our healthy lifestyle, and I highly encourage anybody to make their own. It's very, very easy. If you have any questions, you can shoot me an email, victoria@yogimommy.com. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you catch another video. I hope to do some more maybe this weekend. So stay tuned, and again, thanks for joining us. Bye.